Test Prep Pundits, a synonym for success, and a home to top 1% scores. Congratulations to Gutha Mandala for achieving SAT score 1570, Farah Khalil 1540, Kunal Varma 1510, and many more top 1% scores.
Join our 2 weeks of free SAT Premier Prep.
For high school grades 9 through 12, for middle school grades 7 through 8. Also win Visa gift cards. Contact us, info@testpreppundits.com, or call us 844-383-7844. Visit us, www.testpreppundits.com.
Darling, daring, andala rasi, malpuvu, lanti sukumari. Darling, darling, daring, andala rasi, malpuvu, lanti.
On her big day, she decides how it's going to be.
Get ready to make way for the brides of India.
With Malabar Gold and Diamonds.
Do you have a middle school child? Do you know how strong are they in academics? Are you aiming for top Ivy League colleges? We have an innovative PSAT program for grades 6 through 9. We will help your child thrive in academics and get them to the top 1% of the nation. It's never too early to start. Join our prestigious PSAT program. First 2 weeks free. No credit card required. For more information, contact us on info@testpreppundits.com or call us on 844-383-7844.
తెలంగాణ అమెరికా తెలుగు సంఘం టీటీఏ ఆధ్వర్యంలో న్యూజెర్సీ కన్వెన్షన్ అండ్ ఎక్స్పో సెంటర్ లో మే 27 నుంచి మే 29 వరకు మెగా కన్వెన్షన్ నిర్వహించనున్నారు. మత్తెక్కించే మాటలు, ఆకట్టుకునే ఆటలు, పల్లవించే పాటలు,
కన్నులాంటి కన్నులున్న జన్నులాంటి పిల్ల, ఐ లవ్ యూ హారిక, నీ ప్రేమకే జోహారిక,
రూతలూగించే నృత్యాలు మెగా కన్వెన్షన్ కి ప్రత్యేక ఆకర్షణగా నిలవనున్నాయి. రసమయి బృందం జానపదాలు, పల్లె పదాలతో అలరించనుంది. మెగా కన్వెన్షన్ కి సుమా రవి తమ యాంకరింగ్ తో
తెలుగు ప్రేక్షకులందరికీ హెల్లో అండ్ వెల్కమ్ బ్యాక్ టు అవర్ టాక్ షో విత్ ఎక్స్పర్ట్స్. మనతో ఉన్నారు మన ఎక్స్పర్ట్ రాహుల్ రెడ్డి గారు. రాహుల్ గారు, థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ ఫర్ బీయింగ్ ఆన్ ద షో అండి.
Thank you for inviting Anitya garu.
Thank you, sir. This program has been brought to you by the Test Prep Pundits, a home to the top 1% scores. They're offering 2 weeks of free SAT prep for high school and middle school students, Andy. So please visit their website for more details on the sign-up process. The program has been supported by movers.com and Malabar Jewelers. Watch us on Yup TV, Facebook, YouTube, Sling TV, World BBTV, and Dish Network, Andy. All right, coming to the topic for the day, immigration traps and scams and how to avoid them. So Rahul Garu, it's a very interesting topic, Andy, because I know that a lot of people call in and, they're stuck in, like a corner space. So let's talk about, what do you see as, some of the common traps and scams in your career as an immigration attorney?
Well, recently in the past 2 years, we are seeing a little bit different. About past 3-4 years, we are seeing a little bit different than what we used to see before, though. Okay. As you know, Nitya garu, we have these scammers that are scamming that tells that you have the police warrant to be, you have a police warrant, you have income tax arrears and all those things.
Yes.
And if you don't pay the money, then the police will come and arrest you. That's now they have moved that to immigration. You get emails, you get calls, and they see that, okay, this guy is an immigrant. They immediately use this script called AR11 script, though.
Wow. Okay.
So AR11 means when you change the location, you are supposed to file a AR11 form. I mean, it's not implemented anywhere. I've never seen USCIS penalizing anybody for doing it. But anyway, we see that as the most common thing. And then in the talks, they find out, okay, you're working at whatever the weaknesses they found out with that particular person, though, they don't let the person go off the phone once they call, though.
Okay.
Because they need the money then and there itself. They know, because once they put the phone off, they will speak with their friends, they will speak with the lawyer, they will speak with their employer, and they will communicate with they will have outside influence. So they will control them completely. You cannot believe the amount of people who got stuck in. Even a US citizen who was actually grown up in India, came here on a not on a student visa. He was going to the college. That guy paid $10,000. I know that kid from the beginning.
Oh my God.
He fell into the trap and then paid $10,000. And so anytime, though, immigration never asks you money, guys. Never asks you to give any of the credit card. They don't even ask the credit card, because with the credit card you cancel. You have to go to Walmart and get the money and give it to whatever their sources there are. That's the number one thing that I want all the people to be aware of. The second thing that I noticed is the EB-5 scam, though. This is a little bit more sophisticated scam. It's not going to be just, by the way, before I go to the second topic, on the first topic of the scammers calling on the phone, though, I have had employers wired money, approximately $300,000 to these people.
What?
They said, they said you committed immigration fraud, you did all those things, and they got into this trap too.
Oh, goodness.
These are not employees, these are employers that got into trap. And the problem is these people are not willing to come and speak in the video with us or put a YouTube on saying that I am a victim, this is what happened to me. They don't, they're so ashamed that they'll ask the money.
I feel bad for them.
So if they would, but maybe they should cover their face or do something, and maybe they should present their own video instead of us telling it. It becomes much easier for people to believe it. So then comes the EB-5 scam. I was going into the second topic of EB-5 scam. EB-5 scam is one thing that is very common. Now, I don't see that because right now they have taken the regional centers out. They most probably will have the regional center coming back. And it's a bit complicated issue on the regional centers, what it is. But what these regional centers typically do is that they employ people, and typically the targets are Indian nationals and to some extent Chinese nationals. Why Indian nationals and Chinese nationals? Well, it takes 20 years for us to get the green card, but if it's a Pakistani national, they get the green card immediately, you know that. There's no waiting period. So they go, I was there in these Indian functions and other things, Diwali and other incidents, and then you have this 14-year-old, 15-year-old kid coming and handing a paper to you and telling that, hey, you will get an EAD within 3 months after you enroll with us.
Oh, wow.
And they believe it, and they contribute the money. Now, I want people to go to the USCIS website and just check it out. How much time does it take for you to get the I-526 approval? The time period is somewhere between 4 years to 7 years. I can't remember right now, though. So after that, you're able to file the 485 application, though. Then you will get an EAD. So please be wary of these things, though. You cannot file the I-1, just like the way we file I-140 and 485 together, we cannot do that in the employment-based file. We have to get the I-526 approved, though. And then you get the EAD and you may get the green card, though.
Got it.
Now, you know that it's going to take about 5 years to get the I-526 approval. And then after that, you get the EAD, and after that, you get the green card. And everything seems to be fine here, is it right? No, it is not. Because this green card is only valid for 2 years.
How sweet.
It's only valid for 2 years.
It's like the worst joke ever, Annie. My God.
Yeah. Yeah. So just like the way the employment-based green card, it's forever, is right? We know that they issue for 10 years. You go online, you don't pay any lawyer to anybody. You go online, you fill something called I-90 form, and then you renew if you want to, and you get the signature. For this one, though, it's only valid for 2 years. Then you have to file a conditional removal. So that means that 5 years to get a 526, and 2 years to get the adjustment of status, okay? And because of the 485, everybody knows the rule. Then after 2 years, that means 5 years, 2 years, plus you wait for 2 more years waiting period. Then you file I-751. You try to apply for the conditional waiver. There is approximately 1.5 year to 2 years waiting period. The total period is 9 years. In the meantime, The guy whom you paid the $500,000 might be actually traveling in the business class or even first class and putting the pictures on the Facebook saying that, look, your money is well used. and if the business goes belly up, guess what? He made his money. Everybody made his money. You lost the money. And I'm not concerned that you lost $500,000. I believe the green card is worth more than $500,000, at least I believe it. But as long as you get the green card, I don't care about the rest of the things. Here, what happens is that eventually they don't get the green card and they lose the $500,000.
True.
That's a problem. So in general, though, people need to understand that business success rate is only between 15 to 25%. That's a general success rate, though.
Right.
Now, we're not speaking of professions like doctor, dentist, or a lawyer. Or we're speaking of the business success rate is only between 15 to 25. So your chances of getting a green card is within that range. So you be careful on those things when you're putting the money and evaluate yourself. Is it worth for you or not?
So Rahul, if for someone who really wants to pursue this EB5, then what sort of at a very high level, like what course of action do you sort of recommend? Like what's a good starting point for them?
First of all, they need to have a realistic expectations that they're going to get the green card in 7 years. That's only valid for 2 years. And after that, you remove the condition. So it's going to take approximately around 9 to 10 years for them to get it, though. Right. The minimum, previously the time limit was about 5 to 7 years. Now it will be somewhere 7 to 10 years. So that's a realistic expectation, though. Mm-hmm. And here, until you get the green card, though, I don't want people to do anything, though. I don't want. So you need to have an alternative thing like a H-1B or L-1, whatever it keeps you here in the United States. And I want to have an alternative EB2 or EB3 running at the same time. In that way, that if that fails, at least you have the EB2 and EB3 working for you.
Got it. Okay.
The realistic expectations are the main thing, I think. The third thing that we see is that I see advertisements in the Facebook that's saying that, oh, even if you belong to India, I'll get you the green card. This is a special way. We have a special way. No other lawyer knows it. No other people do it. We do it. We have been established with a company from past 10 years and all those things. No, and they will do all the things. All your lawyers, all the advertisement that you see, they are not real. We are real. We have given the green cards to other. So first thing you need to look into is that something that that looks like a duck, that walks like a duck, that talks like a duck, that smiles like a duck. Most probably it's a duck. So be careful on those things.
Yeah.
We see a lot of those things. Now comes
Rahul, your third point reminds me of the movie Dangal. Have you seen it?
Is it the Indian movie? No,
it's an Indian movie. So, I know you work on immigration issues. You have to watch Dangal also, Andy. It's a fantastic movie. But
Dangal. I saw
yes,
the Dangal movie.
Amir Khan. So in the whole movie, they will say, he wants a boy. And so everybody says, oh, you do this short way of getting a boy. Ala annattu me cheppedi it's so matching to this one, Amata, because they're like giving you these weird ideas. And they're guaranteeing, okay, you'll get your EAD and you'll get your green card. But hey, guess what? He ends up with 5 girls at the end of it. So it's like, okay, to your point about if it looks like a duck, it quacks like one.
It's the best box of movie. When I went to China, everybody was speaking about that. The other thing is that when people are telling wrong things, though, but there is also sometimes with these wrong people telling the things, Nitya Garu, you actually get even a employment authorization document also. Really, from USCIS. Permission from the USCIS. Sometimes they even give the green card. That happens too.
Okay.
That's called sting operations.
Okay.
It happened with the University of Northern New Jersey. It happened University of Farmington University.
Okay.
So what happens is that the ICE, Immigration Customs Enforcement, they open up these fake universities.
Oh.
They even paid some of the Indian people to recruit the other students.
Okay.
Commissions. So what they tell is that they make sure they're on the record, hey, we are not going to conduct any classes, we're not going to do anything. This is perfectly legal, you take the EAD. And these people take the EAD.
Okay.
Not EAD, that CPT. They get an I-20.
Yeah.
CPT, and there in the civil system, everything looks good there. It's a sting operation. You need to understand that that these universities, it's a sting operation that they did it and you got trapped into it. Now comes the fraud companies though. And this is where a lot of people are still victims of it and they don't understand it. They're getting the temporary benefits right now. Is that previously it was in-house projects. Even if the project is not there, they show themselves as an in-house project. For some reason, immigration approves them. At a later date, they revokes it and you are completely out of this country. Okay. Because since your first H-1B is being counted fraudulently, all subsequent H-1Bs are wrong. So that's very common. And then now we see that recently, that companies filing multiple times on the H-1B though. So you are an individual, it's the last time that you get into the lottery system, you go to 10 different companies, you file a H-1B, you get selected with this fraudulent company, you will be punished for it. Even if you're selected with the first company, they are going to punish you at a later date. Now, I know right now people will say, no, my friend filed last time with 10 different companies, he never got anything, you are a dumb guy. I know, I've heard that. A lot of times what happens is that not a lot of time, the immigration and USCIS, the ICE and all those things, they do the activity 3 years down the line, not immediately though. So if anybody wants to go to Google and look into H-1B fraud companies, look into the report of those things where justice.gov, you will get those information. That is a very genuine website. In that though, the government releases the information though. So if they are releasing the information in 2022, when did the investigation started? The investigation started somewhere in 2017.
Correct.
So the people who are filing duplicate applications right now will get their thing 3 years, 4 years down the line, and their future will be destroyed. So I want to be very careful. And for those people who need to also understand is that some of these fraud companies I was continuing is that OPT and STEM extension. And if they don't get employers, they go to these fraudulent companies. And there is a company called Integra Solution. There is a company called Aztec Solution.
Okay.
They're being serviced by a company called Wireclass. Okay. So how these are fraudulent companies. Okay. What happened is that approximately around 6,000 people or 4,600 to 6,000 people got their OPT letters through these companies.
Okay.
And you can look into these companies, guys, Integra, Aztec, serviced by Wireclass. And how did in these dumb USCIS or ICE that I will call, why can't they do the damage to these companies before? I don't understand. So in between 2016 and 2019, though, what happened is that all these people went to these fraudulent companies, got their STEM and OPT letters from them. And they published it. The ICE published these companies on their website. Who are the top people who are using the OPTs and STEM extension? And guess what? Which is the number one company? Number one company is Amazon. Obviously, everybody knows Amazon. What's the number two company? Integra Solutions.
What?
What's the number three company? Microsoft. What's the number four company? Aztec Solutions. What's the number five? Apple, Google, Facebook, and all those companies.
Wow. Okay.
Here's the thing though, I do not call Amazon as the number one using the OPT and STEM because Integra and Aztec are only one company. They serve from the same address. They're serviced from the same thing called Wireclass. So most of the, if not all the students paid money to get the OPT letter. They paid the money to sign the 983 applications. These people operating from India destroy the lives of approximately 4,000 to 6,000 people though.
My God.
And most of them,
something similar, Andy Rahul Garu, I remember there was an incident where one of the consulting companies, similar to what you suggested, started making their own like client letters with Microsoft and their logos and stuff. And to your point, there was an actual FBI sort of sting operation that was done, and they got arrested. But the problem that happened was to all the people that had come in through that company to work, because they thought it was an easier way to come in without having real client letters, but they were able to get in. But it sort of destroyed their any chances of being here in the future because of that.
I completely agree on that. These people realize it much later, and when they get embarrassed with these things, for example, when this Integrand Aztec solution happened, there are so many news channels that contacted me. I couldn't make a single guy speak with them. I couldn't make it. I published an article in my thing, so a lot of people, it got attention to a lot of people. So definitely people need to be very careful on these things. The last and not the least though, but not a lot of Telugu people fall into this thing though, but I've seen a lot of Punjabi people fall into it, into this one. It's called filing asylum application.
Yes.
Especially in the California though, you have all these notarios who come and say, I will get you EAD. Yes, they may get you the EAD. The problem is it's a fraudulent application. It's going to have a negative impact for you forever. So be careful with those things.
Yes. Rahul Garu, I had another question, sort of not unrelated to our topic for the day. I saw a USCIS tweet in which they said that submitting a new adjustment of status will not make the AOS adjudication faster. Now, is that true or false, or, can you comment on it actually?
That definitely is false. I mean, the USC has definitely put a tweet on it.
Okay.
It's completely, I mean, they should be, I'm looking at some of the tweets of the response to it. Instead of giving filing tips to people, why don't they just adjudicate the applications? Number one, they told us to do the 485J supplement.
Yes.
And then a lot of people are commented to that, respond to it. When we did the 485J supplement though, guess what? We just started receiving receipt notices, the ones which we filed in January last week and February first week. Not a single case ever been approved. And if you look into the stats of the applications, the people who filed in 2022, starting from October of 2021, got more approvals than the people filed in October 2020. Another thing is that these dumb guys, I don't know where these baklavas live in, whether they live in this Mars or Jupiter, I don't understand, is that they don't even need the 485J supplement to include the EB2 and approve it. They can approve it. They don't need the 485J supplement. They don't need to refile. You have an old employer EB2 filing EB2 approval with you, just approve the case. You don't need all these things. So I know that Twitter has banned a lot of these people who are giving misinformation. I think so. These people who, I don't think so. They bar the people of baklavas coming from Jupiter. They should probably do that too.
Yeah, maybe
they don't live in this
for putting wrong tweets in,
It's not wrong, but it's definitely misleading.
Yes. I mean, in an already confusing world of immigration and its procedures, I think this is like pretty bad. All right. On that note, Rahul Garu, let's start taking some calls. I see that there's a ton of people waiting for us. Let's take our first caller for the day, Andy. All right. Caller with phone number ending in 2164. We're ready for you. Hello? Caller with phone number ending in 2164, Andy. Hello? Please press *6 to unmute your line. *6, Andy. Hello? To unmute your line.
Hear me?
Hello? Yes.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you. Yeah.
Hi.
Please go ahead.
Hi, Nitya Garu, Rahul Garu.
Hello, sir.
Thank you for your time and commitment to the community. My question is, actually, I downgraded my EB2 to EB3 in October 2020.
Of course you did.
And I got EAD and AP. But the challenge is my priority date is September 2014, right? And I have plans to visit India because last 2 years, because of pandemic, I couldn't travel. Now, if I use my AP while coming back, is that going to impact my upgrading EB2 again once the date is correct?
In what way you want to upgrade? You want to do interfiling or you want to refile application?
That's kind of a dilemma. I think most likely.
Okay, I'll tell
you.
Okay, let's keep the options for refiling and interfiling open. For interfiling, it doesn't matter whether you are an advanced parole or on a H1B. Let's look into the aspect of actually refiling. What would be the hindrance? You are supposed to be on a non-immigrant visa to file it. Now, when is your H1B expiring though?
23 March.
Good. You can do one thing. Go on advanced parole, come back, and do the Margarita switch. If you don't know what Margarita switch is, go to 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah.
You go and come back and H4. And we have done it, several of those people, no problems.
Okay, because of this combo card, EAD and AP together, I'm not entitled to EAD, right? I want to use only the AP for travel purpose.
That's fine. You go use the you use the advance parole. You come back, go to Mexico, have a margarita, come back on H-1B, because your I-94 will not allow you to travel to Mexico. I-94 will not allow you to go to India because you are supposed to get the stamping and come back, right? So you come back in advance parole, you go to Mexico, you have a margarita, you come back from Mexico, you show that I am working with this company called Coca-Cola and I have a pay stubs to prove and everything not, okay? You have all the proof. I don't have to tell you, and they will allow you. And we have done it several times because a lot of times we have to do it because aging out kids and other issues were also there for us. So it's better that you do that. Okay?
In that case, if I use only the primary applicant go to Mexico and come back, or whole family has to?
Whoever has used advance parole should go, because you're not going to file a 485 for yourself without your family.
Okay, got you. There, one last question. I think that may be easy one. When I'm going to India, can I just go alone, and can I use the dropbacks for my family? I know it's kind of illegal, but my family cannot travel with me because they are not vaccinated.
So you are going to go and
their passports.
So wait. You are going to go. They are not going to go there.
No, my family. I mean, my wife and kids are not coming with me.
So if they are not coming with you, they cannot go for the drop box. They cannot. They have to be in India at the drop box. And if they are not going with you, they don't need to go to Mexico though.
Correct. I got you. I think that's very clear.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, Andy. Let's take our next caller. And question for you, Rahul Garu. This is from Pragnya G. She says, my H4 and H4 EAD renewals are pending at Vermont Center. Last week, I got the EAD in advance parole, EB2 approved, and I'm planning to use it. Will there be any problem if H4 or H4 EAD gets approved later?
No,
do I need to withdraw something? No?
No, absolutely not a problem. She doesn't have to withdraw anything. I would not even spend 50 cents to withdraw any application there.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. And let's take our next caller, Andy. Caller with phone number ending in 2164. We ready for you? Caller with phone number ending in 2164, Andy. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, sir?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, sir. My name is Anand, and my question is, my priority date is on December 2013. So I downgraded to EB3 last year, and I got EAD and AP everything. And the thing, everything I got it. But I dropped my H-1B. I moved to another company. So that time I interfiled my medicals. Okay. Then what happened was I filed FOIA and checked my 485 and found that interfile was not in that. They haven't attached that. So now that time I had another copy from my doctor. So that was an old form. Can I resubmit again?
No, you should not resubmit it. It's more than 60 days old. It doesn't have a COVID in it either way, so you should not resubmit that.
Okay. So, and sir, another question was I'm moving to another company in another state. So can I file my medical with I-485J with that company again?
You can try. Recently, we have been told that there are some acceptance with the 485J. You can try that. Nothing wrong with it.
Okay. So there is no issue even if EAD I can move to another state and all, no issues, right? With that.
You're absolutely right. There is no restriction on EAD. Yes, you can keep on moving different states. Okay. You absolutely don't have any problem.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Next caller, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for calling. Let's take our next caller. Rahul Garu, your next question is from Krishna A. He says, hi Rahul, I recently got my EAD and advance parole approved under EB2. I-140 EB2 approved, 485 is still pending. Can I start using it by changing employer, or do I need to wait for 180 days from the 485 receipt date?
This is the guys that are filed applications in October of 2021 though. They are receiving EADs way faster than the applications that we filed in 2020 are still pending.
Yeah.
So no, you have to wait for 180 days after you file the 485 application. Just because you have the EAD, don't move to a different company right now.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you, sir. Let's take our next caller, Randy. Caller with phone number ending in 8692. We're ready for you now. 8692. Hello. Please press star 6. Hello, ma'am.
Could you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. We can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So I just have a question. So my 485 has been pending for 6 months now under EB3 category, and so I would like to change jobs, and I have an offer, of a new job, but the problem is that they are not going to be able to start me for 4 months. So the question is, there will be a gap of 4 months between the jobs. So is that going to be a problem?
Wait,
even if...
Wait, ma'am. So you are working with a company, the I-140 is approved with this company, existing companies, right?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if you are joining a new company, they are going to onboard after 4 months. You can continue with your existing companies, right?
Yeah. I don't want to. Yeah, I could.
No, ma'am. I do not recommend that you have a gap period then, ma'am. Not especially for 4 months. I do not recommend.
What about 2 months? Will that be okay?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I do not recommend that.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Okay. You'll be risking your green card. You came all the way here. It's not worth risking.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, you say that. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. All right, let's take our next caller, guys.
Yeah.
And then we have a question. This is from Gandhi S. Says, I did EB2 to EB3 downgrade. EB3, I-140 and 485 are still pending in SRC. If I refile a new 485 application in EB2, is there a possibility that my application goes to SRC as my EB3 application is still pending?
Is there a possibility? Yes. Right now, but from the time of especially January of 2022 to right now, though, we have not seen any case going to Texas at all. Actually, from October onwards to right now, we have not seen any case going to October of 2021 to right now. We have not seen any case going to SRC. Absolutely nil.
Okay.
Is there a possibility? Yes, there's always a possibility.
Right.
I mean, possibility, but the probability seems to be very, very, very less that it's going to be. And here is the Nitya garu, why these applications go to Texas Service Center is when we file an I-140 and 485, the National Benefit Center does not have the jurisdiction for the I-140. There's no people who can adjudicate the I-140 application there. So that's the reason why it has, to go to Texas or Nebraska. When we file a solo application, though, it can go to National Benefit Center. It could go to Texas. It could go to Nebraska.
Okay.
But the USCIS, out of all the dumb things that they have done, though, in the past 4 or 5 months, though, they've done a little bit better job that they're directing all these applications to the National Benefit Center instead of sending it to Texas.
Okay. Okay.
So for him or her, his chances of going to National Benefit Center is very high.
Hi. Okay. Good to know. And on that note, let's take our next caller, Andy. Caller with phone number ending in 9519. 9519. We're ready for you now. Please press star 6, Andy, to unmute your line. Hello? Caller with phone number ending in 9519. Hello? Star 6 to unmute your line. Hello? Hello? See them back on, active. All right, let's put the caller on hold and move on to the next caller. And in the meantime, let's take another question, Andy. Question from Annapurani Ramalingam says, I did the EB2 to EB3 downgrade and the I-140 and 485 are still pending in SRC. I got my EAD and advanced parole combo card. Can I continuously do the extension for EAD and AP combo card till I get GC in EB3 category?
Of course you can. Of course you can.
Yes.
Absolutely no problem with it.
All right. Let's take our next caller, Andy. All right, caller with phone number ending in 2309. We're ready for you now. Hello? Hello? Please press *6, Andy, to unmute your line. Caller with phone number ending in 2309. Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Thank you very much for taking my call and doing everything for the community.
Sure, sir.
Rahul Reddy, I have got a question. I have got an RFE for my 485. The RFE is asking all my experience since the time I started with my employer, which is actually my start date as per on my 485 is the 1st of June 2012. But on my labor, it is a different date, which is June the 9th. On 140, it is June the 11th. So I'm really confused as to what date I should be using.
Okay, and what does your H1B tell though? When did the receipt notice of the H1B tell?
The receipt date on the H1B is 1st of June 2012.
Okay.
But my payroll started, sorry.
Your payroll started?
My payroll started is 11th of June 2012, which happens to be the Monday.
Yeah. I would tell them it is June 11th, and I would explain that seems to be that there are some clerical errors on the previous wins. I would explain to them. And after this 2011, or after this June of 2011 or 2012, you said, have you ever gone to stamping in India? Have you ever left the country, outside the country?
Yes.
Okay.
I left in 2019.
Okay. So the reason is that...
small catch here too. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So what happened was in 2017, I joined a full-time job. And in 2020, I quit the job and came back to my old employer, who was still having my 140. So between the time I joined my old employer and I quit my old employer and I joined my new employer, there was about 10 days where my payroll was run by both the companies. So
the payroll might have been run. Sometimes what happens, the payroll might have been run because, and did you ever left the country after 2020 though? No,
I did
2019.
Not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you should definitely have a lawyer respond to this one. If I were you, based on what I'm thinking about, is that I will respond to it with the start date of whatever the payroll has started and explain that there are some discrepancies in there. With regards to the 10 days, I'm assuming that sometimes what happens is that even though you worked until, let's say, for example, October of 20th, you stopped working on October 20th, though, the payroll might have been run under October 30th. That could happen, though, okay? The second thing is sometimes even though you didn't join the new company, yet as a working, though, they start running the payroll. It could happen that way. If all these things are true, then there shouldn't be much problem. If all these things are not true, though, I may request you to go to Mexico on H1B and come back, because remember that it solves all the sins. And there is an excuse that says that you should only look into the period of stay from your last entry into the United States to the present, not look into the previous stay. So if I see any fraud in it, I'm going to dip you in margarita and put you back.
The holy margarita.
Okay. What I meant by payroll was my last date was November the 27th.
I know, I'm just telling you. I know, but I'm just telling that this is going to be a long thing and I cannot converse it right now. If everything looks fine, I'm fine. If I see anything fault in it, anything wrong in it, I'm going to dip you in margarita and make you a completely good person.
Full
okay?
again. Yes.
Holy margarita. Okay.
Holy margarita.
There you go.
Thank you.
And just for those people who are listening to it, the USCIS should only, we'll go to the next caller. Next caller.
Next caller, please.
the USCIS should only look into status violations from your last entry into the United States, though.
Okay.
So if there are any status violations previously, though, they should not be looking into it. There is a clear memo from USCIS. So when we see any faults in it, dip them in margarita, put them back, they all clean, just like Holy Ganga. Let's go to the next person.
On that note, let's take this next question, Randy. Question is from Abhishek Shastri. Says, my question is, can advance parole be used to enter the country after 485 approval until the cards are produced or not delivered before the applicant leaves the country?
Here is what he's telling is that his green card got approved. And
Okay.
he's stuck in India. He doesn't have a green card to come into the United States. Can he actually come on advance parole, though?
Okay.
The answer is, surprisingly in this one, yes, they can. Absolutely no problem. There are situations even people did not have an advance parole, especially those people who filed after October of 2021. They did not have an advance parole. They went there. They got their H1. The H1B stamping is still there. And their green card got approved. They don't even have a, you can either come on H1B, H4 or advance parole. They won't give you any problem. Now, having said that, they may take you to the secondary room. They may tell you to spend 15 minutes and clear you off from there. But in general, though, no problem for anybody entering an advance parole or H1B if they got the green card.
Fair enough. All right. Thank you, Rahul Garu, for that. And let's take our next caller, Randy. Caller with phone number ending in 4774. You ready for you now? Caller with phone number ending in 4774. Hello?
Hello. Yeah. Actually, I was following you, sir, and I just have a question because my company lawyer says that even if my dependent uses the EAD, they can still refile under EB2. Is that like he says that there is no such requirement, and I'm not able to argue with him. So what I can show him to say that that's not the correct?
There is nothing in the rule that says clearly that you cannot file it, though. But the USCIS rules are very clear that you cannot be on adjustment of status when you file it, though. You must be in a non-immigrant status when you file the 485. However, there are some exceptions, though. When you use advance parole, they're allowing the H1B and H4 to be extended. So he's using that argument. My only problem would be that, what if the USCIS officer will say, hey, you use the advance parole, so now you cannot do it based on this rule, not the other rule. So I don't want to gamble it. That's the reason I want to use the Margarita option. You see my point?
Okay.
So there are one rule that says you cannot file it. There is one rule that says they are a non-immigrant visa. And these baklavas, we don't know what rule they are going to use when we go there. So that's the reason I want to get a clean sheet by going to Mexico and come back.
So in that case, like if you use AP, we don't need to file the new I-9 after come back? Or do we need to do
you
that
mean to say,
I-9?
yeah, you don't need to. I mean, you don't need to file a new I-9 on the H1B. You don't need to. You're fine.
Okay. One more thing question, sir. You said that if I have advance parole, I can go to Mexico without visa, but is that true, or do I still need Mexican visa?
No, you don't need Mexican visa, because the Mexico rule says that if you have a valid permit to come back into United States, you do not need a visa.
Okay.
So when you go to Mexico, you show them the advance parole. Look, I have a permit to come into United States. When you come back, you show them the H4 approval or H1B approval. Sorry. Okay. I'm still working with Coca-Cola company. Here is the H1B approval. I come in, and if they ask any questions, are you really working for Coca-Cola? Do you have pay stubs? You show them. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, Andy. All right. Folks, stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after a short and quick commercial break.
Test Prep Pundits, a synonym for success, and a home to top 1% scores. Congratulations to Gutha Mandala for achieving SAT score 1570, Farah Khalil 1540, Kunal Varma 1510, and many more top 1% scores.
Join our 2 weeks of free SAT Premier Prep.
For high school grades 9 through 12, for middle school grades 7 through 8. Also win Visa gift cards. Contact us, info@testpreppundits.com or call us 844-383-7844. Visit us, www.testpreppundits.com.
Darling, daring, andala rasi, malippuvu, lanti sukumari. Darling, darling, daring, andala rasi, malippuvu, lanti.
On her big day, she decides how it's going to be.
Get ready to make way for the brides of India.
With Malabar Gold and Diamonds.
Do you have a middle school child? Do you know how strong are they in academics? Are you aiming for top Ivy League colleges? We have an innovative PSAT program for grades 6 through 9. We will help your child thrive in academics and get them to the top 1% of the nation. It's never too early to start. Join our prestigious PSAT program. First 2 weeks free. No credit card required. For more information, contact us on info@testpreppundits.com or call us on 844-383-7844.
తెలంగాణ అమెరికా తెలుగు సంఘం టీటీఏ ఆధ్వర్యంలో న్యూజెర్సీ కన్వెన్షన్ అండ్ ఎక్స్పో సెంటర్ లో మే 27 నుంచి మే 29 వరకు మెగా కన్వెన్షన్ నిర్వహించనున్నారు. మత్తెక్కించే మాటలు, ఆకట్టుకునే ఆటలు, పల్లవించే పాటలు,
కన్నులాంటి కన్నులున్న జున్నులాంటి పిల్ల ఐ లవ్ యూ హారిక నీ ప్రేమకి జోహారిక,
రూతలూగించే నృత్యాలు మెగా కన్వెన్షన్ కి ప్రత్యేక ఆకర్షణగా నిలవనున్నాయి. రసమయి బృందం జానపదాలు, పల్లె పదాలతో అలరించనుంది. మెగా కన్వెన్షన్ కి సుమా రవి తమ యాంకరింగ్ తో మరింత ఆకర్షణ తీసుకురానున్నారు. రాక్ స్టార్ దేవిశ్రీ ప్రసాద్ ఆధ్వర్యంలో ప్రముఖ గాయని గీతామాధురి, గాయని గాయకుల బృందం సంగీత విభావరి వీణుల విందుగా వినిపించనుంది. సుస్వరాల సునీత గానం మరో ప్రత్యేకం. కప్రిషియో బ్యాండ్ బాజా మోగనుంది. ఈవెంట్ లో నవ్వులు రువ్వే అదిరే అభి, రాకెట్ రాఘవ, జబర్దస్త్ కామెడీ షో స్పెషల్ అట్రాక్షన్. కమనీయంగా రమణీయంగా యాదాద్రి కళ్యాణం నిర్వహించనున్నారు. టీటీఏ స్టార్ హంటుతో పాటు ప్రేక్షకులకు కనువిందు చేసే ఎన్నో ప్రత్యేక కార్యక్రమాలు మీకోసం. మెగా కన్వెన్షన్ కి తెలంగాణ అమెరికా తెలుగు సంఘం టీటీఏ అందరికీ సాదర స్వాగతం పలుకుతోంది. For more details, please visit www.ttaconvention.org.
Are your kids aiming for top Ivy League colleges? Are your kids aiming for top 1% scores in SAT or ACT? What is the biggest hurdle? English. To have a strong foundation in English, Test Prep Pundits presents long-term SAT, ACT English program with robust curriculum and experienced teachers. For grades 6 through 10, just $80 a month. Contact us, info@testpreppundits.com or call us 844-383-7844.
తెలంగాణ అమెరికా తెలుగు సంఘం మెగా కన్వెన్షన్ లో ఆధ్యాత్మిక సంరంభం యాదాద్రి శ్రీ లక్ష్మీ నరసింహస్వామి కళ్యాణ మహోత్సవం.
Back to our talk show with experts Sunday. So without any further delays, let's go on to our next caller. All right, next caller, guys. Let's take our next caller, and we have one. Caller with phone number ending in 2076. We're ready for you now. Hello?
Yes, sir. Hi, Nitya.
Hello, sir.
Hello? Yes. Are you able to hear me?
We can hear. Yeah, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you, Nitya Garu and Rahul Garu.
Sure.
This is Ramesh here.
Japan, sir.
Yes. So I have a question regarding my 485. Actually, my priority date is April 2014. And my son is become 21 by August 2023. Okay.
August 2023.
So from April 1st, I can filed 485. The filing date is correct.
And what is your prior date you said? Prior date you said?
April 2014.
Okay. Go ahead.
My question is, like, I got to know that, someone told that if you file 485 now, so I cannot, once he become 21, if I don't get a GC, so he cannot transfer H4 to F1. Is that correct?
No. You have a good question, though. So you never filed the 485 for your son yet? You're filing first time?
First time, yeah. We all, for my wife, myself, and my son,
I
both
got it. I got it. And are you filing an I-140 also? Or are you filing I-140 and 485 together? Or I-140 is okay? Okay.
No, just 485.
Yeah. There is some sense in what they're telling, though. But let me tell you the practicality of it. The reason why they raise that issue is that if you show an intention to permanently settle in the United States, you cannot get an F1 visa. You cannot get a B2 visa. That's the rule that is there, though. There are some exceptions to it. But anyway, when we have filed F1 visas for the children who have filed the adjustment of status, though, and plenty of them we are advised in TV Asia too, not a single person got their F1 denied.
Oh, okay.
You see my point? Not a single person got denied.
Yeah, I got it.
So I am leaning towards filing the 485 application. But if you want to be very protective, then you can do one thing. You can file for yourself, wait for the final action date to become current, and file for your son. But if I were you, I would have him included in the application. Okay?
Yeah, I understand that. But my, the continuation to this topic, what would be the, when would be the dates would current for 2014 April? So based on that depends on
that depends on a lot of actions that we can take, though. I see that the USCIS, the State Department, has been responding very good for TV Asia, though, because when we called in, write the letters to the State Department, guess what, though? Out of the 1,200 things, 800 came from TV Asia. And then we started this refiling, and they're very panicked, and they want to say, okay, don't refile. I mean, they can't legally say they don't refile it. So it depends on how many of our guys will write letters to the people saying that don't waste the green cards and don't waste your time coming to Twitter, guys. Just adjudicate the 485 application. Right. Okay. Don't waste your time giving all press notices. Don't even waste your time on Twitter. Go and adjudicate the 485 application. So you need to write the letter. In the TV Asia, we have given a link there. So it depends on how many letters you can get it written by your friends. Okay?
So, Rahul, the last question is so my employer's attorney, he says that even just applying without, suppose now my filing date is current, and if I apply even for my son also, and by August 2023 when he become 21, the date will never be current. It will be under the dates will be logged, or
no, the dates will not be locked. The dates will be only locked if the final action date for your 485 becomes current, though. So if the final action date becomes current by August of 2023, he will be definitely locked. If not, we need to look into how much time your I-140 has been pending. If your employer is cooperative, you can withdraw the I-140, refile the I-140. That's another thing that you may want to look into, though. But as he will not be locked if the final action date doesn't become current. There is something called CSPAH. Do you remember how long your I-140 was pending?
Actually, what happened is I had an issue in 2020 October, so I had to change my employer because my old employer is not allowed.
You didn't answer my question. You didn't answer my question. How long?
I'm coming there only. Actually, for long story short, it was not much, maybe few weeks, because I got it done in premium processing.
Okay. So you know that CSPA, you can only deduct that 3 weeks, though. So if the final action date doesn't become current though, he will not be locked up. But once you file though, okay, I want you to do one thing. File the 485 right now with your son. If by October of 2022 though, if the final action date doesn't become current though, okay, I want you to contact a lawyer, okay? Because there are different ways. We can withdraw your I-140, file I-140 again to extend the date of your son. There are different ways. But contact a lawyer in October of 2022. Right now, file the 485.
Okay.
Go to the next one.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. All right. Let's take our next caller. Rahul, got a question for you in the meantime. Gopi Quota, he says he has an H-1B till June of 22 stamped on the passport. I-94 was issued till Feb of 21, given based on the old passport. Have my AOS pending from November 2020. How can I get my I-94 updated?
Oh, his I-94 expired in February of 2021. And he needs to contact a lawyer. There are ways to do it.
Okay.
He needs to contact a lawyer though. I mean, there are some Margarita ways, but I cannot disclose this in this video though. They have to contact a lawyer. And everybody who comes into the United States, guys, this is the most common mistake we see, where people don't look into their I-94. Please look into the I-94 as soon as you come into the United States within 2 to 3 days. There are different ways to correct it. If you don't look into it, then they're going to be tough. They're going to be having tough choices. Sometimes you may have to go to Mexico. There are different steps that you can do. But better check it though. But this guy, you need to contact a lawyer.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Let's take our next caller, Andy. Caller with phone number ending in 0680. We're ready for you now. Hello?
Hello, Rahul garu.
Hello, sir.
Hello, Rahul garu. Yes, my name is Sai, and I have a question. So my priority date is August 2013. So probably I'm guessing it would be next month current, my guess. And I downgraded my EB2 to EB3. So I heard a lot of sessions in everywhere, whether to refile or interfile. And I saw a notification from USAS too. No need to file a refile. I mean, interfile should be good. Still, I'm in dilemma. What needs to be done? Refile versus interfile.
After you listen to Nitya Garu and me debating it, all these things, you still cannot decide it. I will suggest you one thing.
Yeah.
Take the coin. Are you married?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Take the coin.
Anta sloga cheptunnaru entandi. Yes.
Okay. Take the coin. Go to your wife. Let her toss. Heads. Refile. Tails. Interfile. And if she is correct, Nitya Garu and I should get the credit because we suggested you. Okay. But if she goes wrong, Nitya Garu, me, and you will all blame her.
నన్ను ఇన్వాల్వ్ చేయకండి చారి గారు అన్నట్టు నన్ను ఇన్వాల్వ్ చేయకండి రాహుల్ గారు.
You're part of the crime, Andy.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Yeah, and my case went to Nebraska, so which is same as Texas. So.
I know. In the last quarter, they adjudicated 3,000 applications in Nebraska, 3,500, 3,900 somewhere, and the same less than 4,000 in Texas too. While the National Benefit Center adjudicated 30,000 applications, they had only 60,000 left. So if they adjudicated the same level though, by March 31st, there'll be only 30,000 left in National Benefit Center though. So it's up to you what you do. But if your wife is correct, we should get the credit. If your wife is wrong, she should be blamed. Okay?
All right, Sai Garu. Thank you so much, Andy. Let's take our next caller, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
And question for you. This is from Pradeep Reddy, Komat Reddy, Andy. He says, does EP3 have visa numbers?
They have. They need to adjudicate. These dumb guys need to adjudicate these things. These baklavas are just
baklavas.
Yeah, they do have numbers. And here is the reason though. There are 280,000 plus green cards available for the employment based. And I don't know what other name I should call other than baklavas because they only adjudicated 35,000 applications in the first quarter. If they go at that pace though, they will only adjudicate 140,000 applications. They're going to waste all the excess green cards. And the damage will happen not to the rest of the world, though. The damage will happen to only Indian nationals to a great extent, to some extent Chinese nationals. They should stop adjudicating rest of the world and should only adjudicate the Indian nationals, because the rest of the people can be adjudicated, rest of the world can be adjudicated next year, not Indian nationals.
Yeah.
We lose, and we may have to wait for 20 years to get that thing done.
Anyway, Rahul, I think you need to find a different name for these guys, because you're making baklavas look bad.
I don't know. People need to suggest names for.
Oh yeah, guys, if you all are on the live chat, suggest some other name other than baklavas, because I like baklavas personally. And every time I eat them nowadays, I feel very sad, because I'm like, okay, US people, like, really so sad. All right, on that note, let's take our next caller, guys.
Good, sir.
Hello?
Good, sir.
Caller with phone number ending in 5205. Yeah, we're ready for you now.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, I'm there.
Yes, so please go ahead.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was watching on this. Hi, Anita. Hi, Rahul. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Sure.
In that game, you actually answered this kind of partially. It's an extension question. Not the same scenario. 10 years I did not go to India. I had my advanced parole and EAD for 1 year, which I filed for renewal again. Expire out. Question is, I moved from L1 to H1 of Madhulog employer change. So now to use, how do I identify if I'm eligible for this visa? Can I go to Mexico, come back, and then 1 month overlap? So for that, I was thinking India velli ravala lakapothe Mexico velli raవచ్చు, ఎందుకంటే I did not go to India for last 10 years. And
so if there are any slight status issues that we are discussing about overlap and certain other things, though, definitely Mexico is a better option than going to India. And you going to Mexico, because there in the DS-160 form, we may have to answer the question, have you ever been out of status, maintenance status, and all those things. You do the margarita thing. All you need to do is that drink a margarita, boom, everything's all come back. You are working for the H-1B company right now, is that right?
That's correct, yeah.
And you have the payroll, you have everything to prove that you're working for the company. Margarita is the best option for you.
Yeah.
Margarita is the best option for you.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks. I was confusion because I did not go to India in last 10 years and visa change and so am I eligible or not eligible and concham doubt. Okay.
Oh, you absolutely are eligible for margarita. Okay.
Yes. And one tequila bottle for me and for Rahul Gar also, please. Okay.
Sure. I can get some parcel. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. All right, let's take our next caller, Andy. And a question for you, Rahul Garu from Pramod Kumar. Priority date October 2013. I changed jobs. My new employer filed a perm. It will get approved in May or June by current speed. Should I go for I-140 and 485 concurrent processing or file them separately?
Good question, guys. It's a very question of the day, though.
Ooh.
He should get the I-140, because what all the people got stuck, Nitya Garu, what I was explaining, Nitya Garu, was if you file I-140 and 485, it will not go to National Benefit Center. And people, when you look into the fit response for what our USCIS people have said, they respond, we did a big boo-boo in downgrading the application in 2020. Maybe not. I mean, definitely I am one of the person who advised you to downgrade in the 485. I'm a sinner. I agree with you on that. But I did not estimate this thing wrong. Now, if you file I-140 and 485 together, it will not go to National Benefit Center. It will go to Texas Service Center or the Nebraska Service Center. One is called black hole. Another one is also called black hole. Both are black holes. So either you end up in this black hole or you end up into that black hole. So to avoid that, get an I-140 approval. Now, here is a crucial though. The dates keep moving back and forth. So what you could do is that if I were you, I will file the I-140 in premium processing right now. You will definitely get the receipt notice by April 2nd week or 3rd week. Okay. But definitely. And if you see that in May, the priority dates are moving back, then you file it with the receipt notice. You don't care whether your I-140 is approved, your I-140 is in the RFE. You got it? But if you see in the May, the priority dates are still, you're able to file it, wait until I-140 becomes approval, then you hit it, you will most probably not end up in black hole.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Rahul Garu. Let's take our next caller again. Caller with phone number ending in 6707. We're ready for you now. Hello?
Yeah, hi.
Hi, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you. Please go ahead.
Hi, Nichagaru and Rahul.
Hello, sir.
So thanks for taking my call. So I have downgraded my EB2 to EB3 and filed in 2020. And I got a new I-140 with EB3. And after that, I got a combo called EAD and AOS. And then my EB2 became current in last January, and I refiled in EB2, and it went again. Initially, it was in National Benefit Center, and then it's been transferred to the Texas Service Center. And then
especially
now,
the cases filed in October. Yes, yeah.
Right.
Keep going.
And EB2, I filed in end of December, and it went to the National Benefit Center, and then later it transferred back to the Texas Service Center.
Yikes.
So now I see the alert message in USCIS website for interfile. So now I have two applications. Two 485s in EB3 and EB2. And by looking at interfile alerts in a USCIS, can I go for interfile from EB3 to EB2?
You can technically interfile. There's nothing wrong with it though. As a strategy, so I would not interfile.
Okay. Yeah. If I do interfile again, I will lose the EB3 line and all.
Right.
I will end up with 485.
You're right.
Same EB2.
Right. As a strategy, I would not do interfile for you though. Is it legal to file interfile? It's perfectly legal, but as a strategy, I would not.
Yeah, why I'm asking is because they are picking up the applications first come first service, right? So my application is
there's no first come first serve in USCIS.
So how they're going to pick? Now my EB2 is recent only. I applied in December. My EB3 application was applied in.
I got it. I got the point. They don't pick first come and first serve though. They can pick anything at this point of time and adjudicate the application. It could be the new one or the old one. Because it went to Texas, unfortunately, you are not in a good shape, but there is not much you can do. The only thing that you can do right now is to interfile or not interfile. If I were you, I would not interfile.
Okay. So if I do interfile, do I need to submit 485J? Or
absolutely.
I already submitted the 485J when I refiled.
Oh yeah. But when you're doing interfiling, you have to submit the 485J again.
I got a receipt number for the 485J.
I got it, but you still no. You send it to that particular address though. You know, have you seen the ants movie link that I normally give it to? Like all the ants going in lines, some leaf falls down.
But they mentioned the receipt of the 485J also we can include with the interfile later, right?
I would not include that. I would just file it regularly without including anything, just file 485J supplement with the I-140 approval. Okay?
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. Let's take our next caller.
For this gentleman, I feel pity. I have a Telugu samad I have to say. Rameshram Boina Shaneshwaran Dappalevanattu. This guy spent all this money. Rameshram Boina Shaneshwaran Dappalevanattu. This guy spent all the money refiling and got the National Benefit Center. Then they transferred to Texas. That's definitely a sad thing for him. There are some cases that happen, definitely.
Yeah, no, it's unfortunate, but hopefully he gets his thing. Before we go on to our next caller, Rahul Garu, there's a question. This is from Sheila Sheshadri. Says, my attorney says I cannot interfile with filing date current and I need to wait till final action date. Why can't I interfile in EB2 with filing date current and when USCIS is using filing date chart?
Definitely you can interfile using the filing date chart. It's very clear in the directions of the USCIS you can though. But as a strategy though, your lawyer is right in not filing though. Okay. The reason is that when you're interfiling EB2 though, you are telling them, hey dummies, consider me under EB2, which they could have done it without filing 485 supplement. Right. So hey dummies, consider me under EB2 and approve my green card. We can't ask them to approve the green card. The reason is that the final action date is not correct. Yeah. So as a strategy though, I would not interfile if the final action date is correct. But it's nothing illegal. You can do it. It's not suggested.
Okay. Awesome, Andy. Let's take our next caller. Caller with phone number ending in 4930. We're ready for you now. Please press star 690 to unmute your line. Caller with phone number ending in 4930. Hello?
Hello, ma'am.
Sir? Yeah, we can hear you.
Hi, Rahul Reddy garu. Hi, my priority date is July 2011, and I went
July
for the
20 what?
July,
what's your priority date? Did you say 2011? 2011, okay.
Yeah, 2011, yeah, 2011. And I went for the downgrade in 2020, EB2 to EB3. And I got a EAD and AP. I-140 also approved. And I submitted a medicals interfiling. So recently in January, I requested a FIR whether my interfile is attached, means like a medicals. So 485 application, I received a response from them in a FIR. No records response to your request were located. So that means
so no records. No. There is some error somewhere. Maybe they entered it wrongly. So you're telling no records, not even medical, not the 485 record also.
Yeah, no record.
Yeah, that definitely happens sometime though. It doesn't mean that your application is not pending. Is it in Texas Service Center?
Yeah, Texas Service Center.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that your application is not there. It's definitely there. But as I said to you, it's a black hole, so they're unable to figure out where the application is. But doesn't mean that your application is not pending. It is pending. You're fine. I don't see any problem in it.
So my family, means my wife and my kid, they received a 485 copies, but not mine. I received this message. So I was thinking maybe they lost, USCIS lost my 485 application. Do I need to apply a new 485 or something? I was a little confused on this one.
Here is a main question that is coming out with a lot of people right now though. Definitely your application is pending. I have no doubt that your application is pending. But the questions are coming, a lot of people, that if my application is pending in Texas Service Center, even if my final action date is current though, should I refile the entire application? That's a tough choice. That's a tough choice. That's a very tough choice. I would not suggest it. I would not suggest it. But I know some people are doing. Is it illegal to resubmit the entire application? No, it's not illegal. It's perfectly legal to submit it.
Okay. And can we make any request for the transferring one service centers to other service centers? Because I'm looking at a couple of forums, they are sending us some templates to request the USCIS for transferring.
You can request,
one
but
service
no.
center to other.
No. They won't transfer it on your request. However, we have noticed that a lot of cases from Texas Service Center, Nebraska Service Center, even though we have not requested any transfer, are getting transferred to National Benefit Center, okay? But you cannot request them. They are not going to honor your request.
Okay. Thank you.
Next question.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling. Let's take our next caller, Randy. Question for you, Rahul Garu. This is from Ramesses. Says, if EB2 adjustment of status I-485 gets approved, do I have to immediately leave my current employment with A to take up employment with my prior employer B? employer B is not insisting on immediate joining?
You got the green card. Forget about everything else. The thing what you can do right now is you got the green card, do one thing, go have a nice tequila. That's it. Do you actually need to go and join? It's the offer of employment. It's not your employment that got you the green card though. So right now what you can do is you can go to McDonald's, work as a flipping the burger. You can be a Microsoft CEO. You can be an IT professional with company A, continue where you are at if you want to. You cannot become a lawyer. Why? Because I don't want you to compete with me. Now that's not the reason. You must have a license as a lawyer to work as a lawyer. That's the reason I said you can't be a lawyer. You cannot be a doctor unless you have a license for a doctor, okay? Other than that, you can do anything you want to. Absolutely. And a lot of people get this out. I got the green card. They're threatening me that I'm going to lose the green card citizenship. You look into all the forums. Absolutely not required to go join the company B. You're perfectly all right. No question will ever be asked. No question I have ever seen in my 27 years of my immigration life that I've ever seen though. In fact, it's been, Nitya, on April 1st, it's going to be 25 years that our radio PC has been established. So we have never seen anybody getting into trouble because of that. So you're in good shape.
Congratulations in advance, Rahul Garu.
Thank you.
All right, let's take our next caller, Andy. Caller with phone number ending in 6072. We're ready for you now. Caller with phone number ending in 6072. Please press star 600 to unmute your line. Hello?
Hello, Nitya Garu. Hello, Rahul.
Hello, sir.
Thank you so much for all the help that you have been doing to the Indian community, answering many questions, Andy. And I just heard from Rahul Garu that, on April 1st, Rahul Garu will be reaching 25 years of as an immigration attorney. So congratulations in advance, sir.
Oh, thank you. That was Reddy and Newman PC. That was 27 years. Oh. Reddy and PC is 25 years. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Sir, my question, I'm in a situation where my wife is currently working on a H4 EAD, and me and my wife, we both work for the same company. And the company who initiated the H1 and H4, they initiated it a little late, I would say in the month of January. But our H1 and H4 are expiring on June 2nd, 2022. And I received my approval a couple of days ago, like on Thursday, and I'm trying to explore all my options. What is the best option that I have for her to get a H4 EAD auto extension? I am only hearing from many forums that the only best option is for me to leave the country, maybe go to travel to India and get the stamping done. But I want to get your opinion. What other options will I be having?
Kallu is not good. Margarita is good.
Okay.
Kallu, there is a season. There is a season, okay? You can only drink Kallu at a particular time, though. Since you're ready, so you know what I mean, right? Kallu, there is a particular season. The summer, the Kallu comes in. The appointments in India are very rare right now. So if you go to India, you may not be, she may not get an appointment by June, though. Okay, that's the reason why Kallu is not good, Margarita is good. If you go to Mexico and you come back into United States, she shows the H-1B approval of you, which you said it's already approved and extended most probably until 2025. She will get an I-94 until 2025. Okay? So then she is extended until December of 2022 to work in the United States. Hope these baklavas will approve the EAD by the time.
Okay. Okay, question, Andy, with respect to me traveling to Mexico. And what I have heard is, because this is my third extension. So 2013 is the first year. I started on a H-1B. So the last time I got a stamping done, me and my wife, when we traveled to India in 2018. So can we travel to Mexico now? Because on our passports, we see a stamp as 2019. I mean, that is the last I-94, approved I-94.
That's the reason I said for getting a Kallu, you have to climb up and get it, okay? Margarita is just simple. You don't have to go for stamping though. You don't have to go for stamping. Just go to Mexico, have a margarita, come back though. And you asked the right question. Your passport visa is expired. That's the reason I'm suggesting you to go to Mexico though, not to India though. Since your passport visa expired, there is something called automatic revalidation. That means that if you have an I-94 that is valid, that's before June 30th of June of 2022, she has an I-94. She can go to Mexico and come back. She does not need a visa. That's only available if you and your wife are traveling to Mexico or Canada, not to India. So that's the reason we suggested Margarita option for you.
Okay. I didn't know about this. Anni forums lo, at least we are getting different opinion, and thank you so much. This will really help us.
And you can look into, you can Google the word called automatic revalidation. It's already there on rnlawgroup.com. You can Google it and you can find it, and it's there exactly what the CBP tells. You can also go to CBP website and look into what I'm speaking about. Okay.
Okay, Nandi. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Definitely, Kallu kuda, we can even get Kharjura Kallu as soon as we get our extension, Andy.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. Rahul Garu, I think we need to get an endorsement from some, tequila company at this rate, Andy. Margarita will promote this to both. All right, folks. Sure. I know that there's a ton of you waiting on the phone lines as well as on the live chat. Waiting to talk to Rahul Garu, but unfortunately we're all out of time today, Andy. We've stretched out the show as much as possible and we will continue to do so. Same time, same place next week. So until then, stay tuned. Don't forget to come back next week, sign in, send us your questions, send us, call us, and we'll do the best we can. Rahul Garu, Andy, thank you so much. As always, for being, an awesome expert, Andy, who also roasts our callers, which is kind of fun. So, thank you again for all the help that you're doing to our community as well.
Thank you, Nitin.
And on that note, to all our TV Asia viewers, please have a great week and we'll see you next week. Thank you.
Test Prep Pundits, a synonym for success, and a home to top 1% scores. Congratulations to Gutham Mandala for achieving SAT score 1570, Farah Khalil 1540, Kunal Varma 1510, and many more top 1% scores.
Join our 2 weeks of free SAT Premier Prep.
For high school grades 9 through 12, or middle school grades 7 through 8. Also win Visa gift cards. Contact us, info@testpreppundits.com, or call us, 844-383-7844. Visit us, www.testpreppundits.com.
Darling, daring, andala rasi, malippuvu, lanti sukumari. Darling, darling, daring, andala rasi, malippuvu, lanti.
On her big day, she decides how it's going to be.
Get ready to make way for the brides of India.
With Malabar Gold and Diamonds.
Do you have a middle school child? Do you know how strong are they in academics? Are you aiming for top Ivy League colleges? We have an innovative PSAT program for grades 6 through 9. We will help your child thrive in academics and get them to the top 1% of the nation. It's never too early to start. Join our prestigious PSAT program. First 2 weeks free. No credit card required. For more information, contact us on info@testpreppundits.com or call us on 844-383-7844.
తెలంగాణ అమెరికా తెలుగు సంఘం TTA ఆధ్వర్యంలో న్యూజెర్సీ కన్వెన్షన్ అండ్ ఎక్స్పో సెంటర్ లో మే 27 నుంచి మే 29 వరకు మెగా కన్వెన్షన్ నిర్వహించనున్నారు. మత్తెక్కించే మాటలు, ఆకట్టుకునే ఆటలు, పల్లవించే పాటలు.
కన్నులాంటి కన్నులున్న చిన్నులాంటి పిల్ల ఐ లవ్ యూ హారిక నీ ప్రేమకి జోహారిక.
రూతలూగించే నృత్యాలు మెగా కన్వెన్షన్ కి ప్రత్యేక ఆకర్షణగా నిలవనున్నాయి. రసమయి బృందం జానపదాలు, పల్లె పదాలతో అలరించనుంది. మెగా కన్వెన్షన్ కి సుమా రవి తమ యాంకరింగ్ తో మరింత ఆకర్షణ తీసుకురానున్నారు. రాక్ స్టార్ దేవిశ్రీ ప్రసాద్ ఆధ్వర్యంలో ప్రముఖ గాయని గీతా మాధురి